Hello friends, and welcome to my channel. Canada is a country renowned for its massive career opportunities, especially for immigrants. There is a lot that this country offers, and many immigrants seek to work in Canada. The first step in your job search is to have a resume and a cover letter that you can share with potential employers or networking contacts. However, not so many applicants have a success story, despite the fact that several of them have made frantic efforts to get a job by applying. Many applicants often complain that they have applied to several jobs, but have not received a single response. My experience and research have shown that, among others, one of the reasons for this dilemma is related to the resume. The bulk of applicants usually submit unfocused or poorly organized resumes for job applications. A significant portion of applicants are unaware that you should create a resume specifically for each job posting you respond to. Hence, there is a great need to spend more time on preparing your resume than on applying for jobs. As a result, it is better to apply for 10 jobs with well-structured resumes targeted individually at each job than to apply for 100 jobs with a poorly structured or general resume. It is on this premise that I decided to make this video, to help applicants know what and how a resume should appear, and to increase their chances of landing the job of their dream. Before I begin, it is important to emphasize the difference between a curriculum vitae, often termed a CV, and a resume. Oftentimes, people use both terms interchangeably, but they are different. The CV presents a full history of your academic credentials, so the length of the document is variable. In contrast, a resume presents a concise picture of your skills and qualifications for a specific position, so its length tends to be shorter and dictated by years of experience, generally 1 to 2 pages. Therefore, in applying for jobs, it is advisable to use a resume, rather than a CV, because you simply want to give the potential employer a reason to interview you. A CV is often used when applying for positions in the academic, research, scientific, and medical fields. Canadian employers have a preferred resume formats, therefore resume formats from other countries will not necessarily work in the Canadian job market. Therefore, it is important to be familiar with the Canadian-style resume. On the other hand, a good Canadian-style resume will help you pass the applicant tracking systems, ATS, which many Canadian employers use. So, what is ATS? An ATS is computer software designed to scan resumes for certain keywords and weed out the ones that don't match the job description. So if you want your resume to actually make it into the hands of an employer, you need to make sure it's optimized for the ATS. One of the reasons applicants do not get the attention of their employers is that their resume gets discarded by the ATS. It is important to know that for every job advertised, employers receive several hundreds of applications. However, to save time, they use ATS, which is configured to screen resumes based on the description of the advertised job. So, if your resume does not contain certain keywords as specified in the job ad, it will be discarded. For this reason, it is important that for every job you apply for, you must restructure your resume to reflect some of the keywords, phrases, or clauses as they appear in the job ad. These keywords must relate to all the sections of the resume, from the resume profile to the skills section. Failure to do this will result in your resume failing the screening test by ATS. In the follow-up video to this on resume, I will do a practical demonstration of how you can sift keywords from a job ad and include in your resume for each job. A Canadian-style resume will also help to demonstrate your understanding of the Canadian job market, highlight your strengths and professional achievements, and position you as an ideal candidate for the role. An impressive Canadian resume must showcase your unique qualities and strengths that make you a good fit for the job. To do this, your resume should be concise, readable, distraction-free, and rich in keywords that match the job description. With the right resume, you can highlight the benefits of your application, like your exceptional experience, skill set, and more. Also, you can lessen the prominence of flaws like employment gaps or a lack of relevant experience. This video is the first of 2 on how to create a resume. In this video, I will be explaining the format of a Canadian-style resume, things to be included or avoided, and a guide on how to write the different sections of the resume. In the follow-up video, which will be made available soon, I will discuss the step-by-step approach to writing a job-targeted resume. The second video will present a practical approach to creating a resume for each job ad. I shall also discuss how to write a good cover letter in a separate video. So, watch out for those 2 upcoming videos. At the end of this video, I shall be giving out a bonus to my subscribers, which would be helpful to create your personal resume. So, stay with me to the end to enjoy this. So, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, kindly do so. Also, click the notification bell to be notified when I upload the 2 additional videos I mentioned earlier. So, let's get started. Format of a Canadian resume. The best resume format for Canadian jobs is known as the chronological or reverse chronological resume. Chronological resume is the best choice for candidates with a consistent work history. It puts your work experience first, starting with the current or most recent one at the top, followed by previous ones below. It is the format Canadian recruiters are most familiar with. A typical chronological Canadian resume must consist of the following sections. Resume header with candidate's name, job title, and contact information. Resume summary or objective. Work experience. Education. Skills. Additional sections. We shall look at each of these sections separately shortly. So, what layout should a resume take? The layout for a resume is not absolute, which implies that they could be varied, depending on the content of your work experience. However, the purpose of having a layout is to help keep your resume attractive and appealing to your prospective employer. Some basic resume layout guidelines for a Canadian resume are as follows. Set your resume margins to 1 inch on all sides and double space between sections to create plenty of reader-friendly white space. The resume margins can be reduced if you need more space, but they shouldn't be less than ½ an inch. If the margins are too small, your resume will look crowded and be hard to read. Use line spacing set to 1.15. Stick to 1 to 2 pages for your resume length. Your resume should not be more than 2 pages. A 1-page resume is often preferable. Choose an easy-to-read resume font. The most common font used is Black Times New Roman. However, other fonts that are good for resumes include Calibri, Cambria, Georgia, Helvetica, Verdana, etc. A font size of 11 to 12 should be used for normal text. Use a larger font size of 14 to 16 to emphasize your resume section headers or titles and use bolding, italicizing, and capitalizing to emphasize important information such as your name and section headings, but be consistent. Now, let's talk about each of the sections of a Canadian resume. Resume header. Format your resume header at the top of the page. Center it or place it in the left margin. The resume header should include your full name and job title, with or without contact details. Contact details should consist of your phone number, email address, and LinkedIn profile. You can choose to place your contact details alongside with resume header or different from it, in which case, it will have a separate section header. Your name should be the most prominent item, followed by your job title or degree if applicable, and then the phone number, email address, and LinkedIn profile. Make your name the biggest item on the page. You can use a font size as large as 22 for your name. However, a font size of 11 to 12 should be used for your contact information. It is important to ensure that you use the same name in your resume on your LinkedIn profile. For example, if the name on your resume is Christopher, do not use Chris in your LinkedIn profile. This is because some employers often check up applicants' profile on LinkedIn, particularly if they are interested in the applicant. Hence, this may raise doubt. Add your title to your name in a smaller font, titles such as storekeeper, caregiver, nurse practitioner, computer analyst, and so on. If you've got a key license or certification, use it in your professional resume header. For example, Anat Dino, certified radiology technician, or James Carl, caregiver, CNA, as abbreviation for certified nursing assistant. A phone number is the number one way hiring managers set up interviews. List the number you use most. One phone number is often preferred. Email is the number two-way managers reach out to applicants. Right after your phone number, include a professional email address. It is better to use an email that has your first and last name. A lot of employers now use LinkedIn to hire applicants. So, adding a good LinkedIn profile to your resume header can help your employer learn more about you. So, if you do not have a LinkedIn account, get one. Make sure to personalize your LinkedIn link, such that it is simple and should contain part of your name, for example, linkedin.com/and/Harry-Keith/. There's no need to include your address on your resume, especially if you are applying from another country. It's not needed, it wastes space, and it could reduce your chances of being hired. You should never put a photo, age, ethnicity, culture, race, marital status, religion, social media handles, except LinkedIn, or other personal characteristics on a Canadian resume. 2. Resume profile. Your resume profile acts as an introduction to the content that follows. The general rule is to use a resume objective if you're just starting your career and a resume summary if you're more experienced. A resume objective, or professional objective, as it's often referred to, is a brief paragraph that shows the recruiter how your skills make you a perfect fit for the position. Most of the time, a professional objective is recommended for candidates writing resumes for entry-level positions, their first job, or who want to change careers. To write a resume objective, follow the following guide. Start with a strong trait, add 2 to 3 key skills, describe your professional goals, and say what you hope to do for the company. State the position to which you're applying and use the name of the company you are applying to. This is very important. The name of the company as it appears in the advert should be mentioned. Keep it short, 2 to 3 sentences or 30 to 50 words is the sweet spot. Avoid first-person pronouns such as I, me, my, mine and myself. Use resume action verbs to add impact. A career summary is preferred for more experienced applicants, and it is a short introduction placed at the top of a resume. It highlights relevant experience, professional accomplishments, and skills. It's your career condensed into a few paragraphs. The purpose of a career summary statement is to make the hiring manager read on. Let's look at some tips to help you write a career summary. Your career summary should be written after you have completed the writing of other sections of the resume. By this, I do not mean the position of the summary in the resume, but the timing of when it should be constructed. Remember that your resume profile is a summary of your full resume, thus you must have content to include in the profile. Make sure your resume is formatted properly first, and after it is, write the summary and place it above the resume header. Address the employer's specific needs in the summary. Your resume profile won't matter how well it reads or how well it looks if it isn't tailored to the job posting. Because of this, you must always adjust your resume to the job posting. As a result, if you are looking for numerous positions, you must tailor your resume to each job posting. Use the job description as a guide. The job ad you're replying to is full of keywords you can use throughout your entire resume, including the profile. Putting the right keywords on your resume is crucial for your document to pass the initial software scan. As I said earlier, most Canadian companies use ATS to scan resumes, therefore, writing an ATS-optimized resume is crucial to your success. So, leverage on that. Quantify your experience. The language of numbers is the preferred one in the business world. Adding numbers here and there will give your resume profile a significant lift. And, don't be timid. There are several candidates who are just as motivated as you, so you need to stand out from the throng. 3. Work experience. This is the most important part of your Canadian resume. Most employers prefer their candidates to have work experience, so you need to get your work experience section right. Here's how to do it. Label your work experience section with one of the following titles. Work experience. Experience. Employment history. Work history. Make the section title larger than the rest of your job descriptions. This applies to all other section titles. The font size should be larger, preferably size of 14. Write it in bold or with all caps. Use reverse chronological order, starting with your current or most recent position. Start with the basics, your job title, the employer's name and location and dates of employment. Add up to 6 bullet points detailing the position, and for more emphasis, begin each one with a resume action word. Every job description should be customized to the responsibilities specified in the job ad, adding only the most relevant responsibilities and accomplishments. By this, I mean that you should scan the job description and the job posting for terms that pertain to your duties. Use these to illustrate your work experience in writing by marking or noting them. Match the requirements of employers with your bullet points. This implies that you must modify your resume for each job that you are applying for. Even though it could take some time, the outcomes will be better. Showcase your career achievements by using accomplishment statements. And don't simply tell what you accomplished, quantify your accomplishments to show how well you did it. Include resume keywords or power words to help you get past the applicant tracking systems, ATS, that screen your application for jobs. Power words and phrases are those that stimulate the reader's interest. Power words are used in resumes to differentiate a candidate's application for a position from others. The verbs are the strongest resume terms. These can be utilized to describe the candidate's most pertinent experiences, activities, responsibilities, and tasks. For instance, the candidate can utilize a power word and write organized internal projects instead of responsible for executing internal projects to better impress the recruiter. In this manner, it is simpler for candidates to highlight the traits that employers value. If you have any employment gaps, also remember to include it. Current employment gaps have no impact on the success of your job application if you've been unemployed for no longer than 9 months. 4. Education. This section is often overlooked in most resume, but it is still necessary. List your degree, your school and its location, and your graduation date. Use an expected graduation date if you're still studying. Items to be included in this section include your most recent degree, or education in progress, the name of your school, location of your school, dates attended and graduation date, or expected graduation date, your field of study and degree major, relevant extracurricular activities, study abroad programs, and accolades. When writing this section, start with your highest degree and add all other degrees in reverse chronological order. If you've finished college, don't add your high school information. In writing the degree awarded, here are a few tips. You can either spell out your degree, Master of Arts, or just use initials MA. You can either use periods to separate initials MA or not MA. You can write out the name of your major MA in philosophy or simply separate your degree from your major with a comma MA, philosophy. You can order the information in various ways. Just make sure that the way you format the entries in your education section remains consistent. 5. Skills. In the skills section, be sure to include a mix of hard skills and soft skills, and target your resume to the job by keeping your skills section relevant and focused on the job ad. Soft skills are a broad set of transferable skills that are mainly related to the way you work with other people. They include social skills, communication skills, emotional skills, and people skills. They're also tough to teach and difficult to measure. Hard skills, by contrast, are easy to teach and measure. They consist of abilities that are often job-specific and can be more easily obtained through formal education and training. A few examples include technical skills, computer skills, and language skills. Soft skills are more important to an employer than hard skills. So, ensure you add more soft skills to your resume. Some of the most relevant soft skills are teamwork, communication, time management, problem solving, creativity, leadership, emotional intelligence, organization, decision-making, stress management, etc. Ensure to have some of these on your resume. Some of the important hard skills you should have include analytical skills, high-level IT skills, basic computer knowledge, customer service skills, presentation skills, project management, writing, graphic design, team management, etc. However, most hard skills are career-dependent. 6. Additional sections. Adding additional sections gives you the chance to add extra skills and achievements and stand out from other applicants. Some of the relevant additional sections include hobbies and personal interests, foreign languages, certifications and licenses, projects, volunteer work, publications, achievements and awards. There is no need to add references to your resume or even to write references available upon request. If an employer needs your references, they'll ask for them later on in the recruitment process. Thanks for watching this video, and I hope you have benefited 1 or 2 tips on how to create a more job-specific resume. As I said at the beginning of this video, this is just a part of the complete video on resume design. The next video will be a practical demonstration of some of the information contained in this video. So, watch out for it. If you have not yet subscribed, kindly do so to enjoy more content and also click the notification bell, so that you will be notified when the video is made available for viewing. As my contribution to make it easier for some of my viewers and subscribers to be able to design good resumes, I have created some template of resume designs, which you can easily edit to create your own. I shall make it available to you, but I need you to subscribe so that you can access the link. The resumes are in Microsoft Word format, so that you can easily edit them. Choose from a range of resume templates, edit it and personalize it. I will be updating the link with more resume templates in the following weeks. The link you are seeing now on the screen is the link to access the templates. To be able to access it, you have to subscribe first to this channel. Thanks for watching, and see you in my next video.